Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Dandrala Alexander. She's a licensed professional counselor. I'm extremely excited to be able to share her story with you today. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Dandrala.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It was harder the second time than the first time. I said it right, and then can we call you D for the rest of the episode?
You can. So if you want to just do that, that's so
Okay.
okay.
All right. Yeah, because we don't want to butcher that 7 times in a row. And for those watching, we thoroughly hope that you find this valuable and fun. Yeah, I guess the weather outside is just switching because your lightings go in and out.
The lighting's changing. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. But hey, for those watching, if you're watching this from any location outside of our free community, I just want to personally invite you to come and join us because it's a place where we come and support each other every day. So if that is what you have been struggling with or missing in your life, this is probably one of the best locations for you. So I'm going to put some links either above or below the video for you to come and join us. Now, D, what was life like before you got into, counseling, and really what was the driver and the catalyst that brought you into the field?
Yeah, so I have a heart for people. I started off college like many kids thinking I was going to be a doctor, and so I was pre-med. And then I got into it, and I found that it was kind of very mechanical and just kind of very impersonal, all the chemistry classes and things. So I took a psych class, loved it, and started getting into that field. I wasn't sure I was going to be a clinician, but I ended up kind of studying that in undergrad. And then once I graduated, I did public service and just realized that I have a heart for people and I have, a way of getting people to help themselves. So,
what problem are people generally trying to solve when they work with you?
I have done all kinds of things. My background is primarily working with like more low income, indigent, high risk families and children. And so a lot of those are dealing with pretty serious mental illnesses, such as bipolar, depression, anxiety. And so I just want to help them live a way that's better than what they were living before, and really validate that like their experiences and their feelings are not like that doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them anything, but that's just the way you have to live your life. It's a little bit different, but that's okay. And so that's really where I kind of try to focus is kind of strength based.
Okay. Yeah, that's really important. Let me ask you this question. So right now, with these quarantine times, some people are feeling really, really anxious, because there's a lot going on and a lot of things. What has been the most powerful thing that you've taken away from the slowdown quarantine time?
Sure. So this is, I can tell you my workload has increased quite a bit because of quarantine. People are really feeling it. Like, right, we're social creatures and we're meant to be with each other. That is just true. And I think that people who were lonely before really figured out how lonely they were when quarantine started, right? When a lot of those things got stripped away. And so one, some people maybe come out of it in a lot more introspective and maybe doing better, but then again, it also takes that toll. So my tip is really just to lean into those connections, leaning into things that keep you connected to other people, whether that's watching the same show and then talking about it. I'm really big on calling people rather than doing Zooms because I'm in Zoom all day at work. So like getting on the phone and calling grandma, things like that, right? Like we're all experiencing this at the same time. So just looking for that support from people is great. If you have a therapist, please talk to your therapist. Like I can't stress that enough also.
Yeah, that's very important. The phone call thing is, let me ask you this question. So let's say for some people, like either they're trying to connect with their friends, but the friends are not either responding or the friends are busy. How can we, either not take that personal or some steps to really, just not take that personal?
Yeah, I mean, and that is a hard thing to bear with in general, but like the way that I like to say it is like life is hard for every single person, and like every single person on this planet is dealing with the quarantine, and they're dealing with it in their own ways, and like for some people, particularly the extroverts, it's harder on them. For some of us introverts, like we're okay. And so just like realizing that everyone's experiencing it a little bit different is kind of the thing. And we are all going through things. Some people might know people with COVID. Some people might be, dealing with COVID themselves. And so, just being very patient with the fact that like people are living and it's hard right now, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The empathy is really, really important. I was talking to a person earlier, and he goes, quarantine hasn't done anything for me. It hasn't hurt me, so I have no takeaways. I was like, oh, interesting. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this question. So just kind of thinking towards the future and kind of either moving past this time or just, what's the vision look like for you for as far down the road as you like to think or talk about?
Yeah, I think that COVID has really allowed us to all take a pause and really take stock of what we want to do and where we want to be in life and where we want to be as a country and as a state and all these things. And so I'm really hopeful for the future. I really think that this is a turning point for us to get some wrongs righted, whether that be in racial justice, whether that be in economic inequality, whether that be in healthcare disparities. Like there's a lot of opportunity. COVID has shown us that these things exist and there's a lot of opportunity to change them. And I really want to be part of that change. I really want to help to lessen those disparities, across ethnic backgrounds or economic backgrounds. So that's my life's work is just really helping to decrease those inequities. I'm helping with some mental health access problems. I'm helping with some maternal mortality issues that's huge in my state. I've got a little bit of a project where I want to kind of support Black businesses that I'm working on as well. So there's a lot of things that I've been able to see that need to be done. And I feel like now it's making me realize no one else is going to do it unless I do it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think before we were talking about you have some cool projects coming out, but you didn't exactly tell me what it was. What's new that's coming out for you or what you're working on?
Yeah, so step one, we're going to do a mental health and clergy combination where we work together with our churches to make mental health be really integrated into the church congregation and having people really be comfortable with using those services. So that's coming out. We'll probably start those within the month, start doing talks of just mental health 101, ask me anything as a therapist, and just getting people used to just talking to a therapist on a regular basis, not in a session. So we'll start those in a month. My maternal mortality project is on pause right now because of COVID and health reasons, but we'll get that started back up. I'm looking to help women get doula services at a discounted rate, and so we're working on a project with getting that some funding. So if any of you guys are interested in that, and then as far as the Black businesses, I'll say this: if you have a Black business, I want to make sure people know about your Black business, and so that's definitely something that I'm working on in regards to how to do that. I haven't exactly formulated it, but that is the plan in motion. So
yes, everybody has like a different, kind of vision and different goals and different things they're working on. What does the word, success mean to you?
So success is very much so about doing not only what's in your heart, but what's of your capabilities and like using that, whatever those particular gifts that you have. And so we spend a lot of time comparing ourselves to, I have so many friends, they're all doctors. And I just like, oh, they're saving the world and they're being frontline workers and all of this stuff. And we want to spend a lot of time comparing. And I think that's just really counterproductive. Success is about like maximizing your talents, your abilities, in whatever avenue that may be. And so that's kind of how I stay grounded is like, yeah, I'm not a medical doctor, but I am a mental health professional and I am an essential worker at this time, right? So I'm maximizing my particular set of skills and talents. And that is truly how you end up being a success.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just really interesting because, you are technically saving some lives. You're actually saving a lot of lives, just by doing yourself
Sure.
and your gift. Yeah. So.
But we don't think about those things, right? We always looking at what other people are doing, and it's like, no, that's not your lane, and you've got to be the best you can be in your own lane, right? So.
Yeah. Can you talk about being patient, right? So let's say we have the blinders on. We still always have we have like the one thing that, people are always comparing it to is time,
Yeah. I don't know if you guys watch sports, but there's like a commentator who is just like, time is undefeated. Time is undefeated. Like time is going to do what time does. And so I like to tell people like in regards to being patient and whatever, like time is going to move regardless of what you're doing. So like you need to be focusing on you, like not on the time, not on the clock. We're all on different timelines. As far as, when we peak, when we, blossom, all these other things. And so like, I really want people to kind of be kind to yourself and don't hold yourself to these arbitrary standards of time. Like I'm like very big on like time does not act on me. I act on time. Right. Mm-hmm. And not letting that be something that measures, if something's good, if it's valuable, if it's worthwhile.
Mm. Yeah. Where can people go to learn more about you? Where can they go to connect with you further?
Sure. Yeah. So you can always connect with me on LinkedIn. Dandrala Alexander. I accept like basically everyone. I'm on Instagram, also Dandrala Alexander. If you are even really, really more in depth and you want to follow my campaign page, I'm a former political candidate. You can find me at DD for the Community on Facebook, and I regularly update people on politics here in Dallas and Texas. So definitely give me a follow, give me a message. I will say hi. I will respond back. I'm very open and accessible.
Nice. For those watching or listening on audio podcast only, can you spell out your name?
DAN as in Nancy, DRALA .Alexander. That's my Insta.
Nice. Thanks so much for your time today. Thanks for, just getting to know us a little bit better and really communicating, just, sharing your story.
Sure. I'm so glad you guys hit me up, and thank you for sharing the vision out there.
Excellent. For those watching, we thoroughly hope that you found this valuable. And once again, if you're in these times and you're feeling either isolated or alone, you just want a community where people are like-minded, I'd love to have you inside of our free community. I'm going to put some links either above or below. It's basically a community where we're masterminding together and supporting each other every day. So if that is what you've been searching for, go on ahead and join us inside by clicking the link either above or below the video. Can't wait to see you inside and really see how we can help you and benefit you in your life. Now, please feel free to hit the share button so other people can get some great value as well. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you later. Have a great one. And we're done recording. In 3, and 2, and 1.